Hey everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. Yesterday, I had some free time, so I read one of the books that was just on top of one of my dressers gathering dust, and I kept looking at it, and I thought, you know what, I really need to read this book because I had been interested in it since I had seen it in the Edward R. Hamilton catalog, and of course the book is Self-Made Man by Norah Vincent. And Norah does something that no woman has ever attempted before, and she's not transsexual or anything like that. She's just a typical woman, and she dresses up as a man and goes into the world of men and sees how men interact with one another. And to be honest with you, I had a curiosity about that. And men really have it a lot harder than we women even think or would like to believe. And to be honest with you, I think that all women should read this book, and I really think that they will have a newfound respect for our counterparts. I just thought that this book was absolutely fascinating. Of course, there's a lot of language in this book that is very harsh. It's foul language, but honestly, I really wasn't offended by it because I thought this is the territory, and these are men being men. But if you are offended by such language, then don't read it. But even if you are, read it anyway, because this book, Self-Made Man, I think it's really revolutionary. And Norah was a really brave soul, and she explains why she dubbed herself Ned. It goes into that, and it's really interesting why she does, and for her male disguise. And to me, I think this is one of the most interesting books I have ever read, and I highly recommend it for anybody who's intrigued with how different it is for men in a man's world versus for a woman. And actually it's empowering. I just think that if you're a woman like myself, it just makes you feel happy that you are. And I wouldn't want to change anything about myself at all. I really have a lot of respect for men, and even more since I've read this book, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It is really an extraordinary book, and like I said, I highly recommend it. And for anybody who wants something that can really engage your mind and make you think in a different way, I highly support that. And I think that it will definitely help women understand men a lot better than what we do now. And I'm not really sure when this book was written. I'm going to see what it says on the inside. Okay. It says in here that it was written in 2006. So this is actually a very recent book. And it's really not that long at all. This is a day's read. It's very quick and very rapid and just fascinating. And it is about, including acknowledgments, it is 290 pages, which typically would be a 2-day read for me. But since it just was concise and everything, and very detailed, and there were moments that just made you gasp, making you think this is a really dangerous situation for Ned. It just is adventurous, maybe a little bit controversial, but I'm glad that she did this because it just breaches the whole idea of just how men perceive the world and how men are supposed to act. And just in this day and age, I know I'm going to sound like an old fogey, but I'm a woman who likes to be chased. And in this day and age, it's really not pursued as much as it was back in my dad's day. I mean, it was not uncommon for a woman to be chased by a man. But in this day and age, women can initiate chase, but I think that men are so confused, they don't know what to do. They don't know whether to be tough or vulnerable or metrosexual, and women are just about as confused because socially speaking, women are not allowed to show anger because that's what a man does. A man is allowed to be angry if he wants to be, and all because it's more acceptable for him to be angry. And I think she goes a little bit into that. It's just interesting, the social dynamics of just sex differences, and it's just fascinating. It really, really is. And it's a short book. It's very intriguing, and it's engaging. And in the end, she figures out just how difficult it was to be Ned, and just her conclusions on her experience and how she felt. And I just think that this is one of the best books I've read in a long, long time, and I highly, highly recommend it, especially for those of you who want to think outside the box.